Todd Wilkinson invented winning. And here at Oklahoma, we uphold the standard. This is the Champion Standard Podcast, where analytics meet film and the tailgate fuels the passion. Touchdown! From deep dives in the film room to advanced stats that tell the real story. Right. We bring Sooner football into focus like never before. The roar of the palace on the prairie, the legacy of champions, and the pursuit of the next one. It's all right here. So lock in, because this is Oklahoma football. This is the Champion Standard.
Let's go! Let's go! Go!
Welcome back to another episode of Champion Standard. Tonight, we're doing some more trench warfare. Got JY, got Alex. We're going to dive into the tape right here, next up on the Standard.
That's my standard. That's my standard. My champion standard. Champion standard. Pull away the answers. Yeah, the answers. Champion standard. Champion standard. Yeah.
Well, good evening, folks. How are we feeling?
It's been like football Christmas today, man. You had the early game today, and then a couple of games I wanted to see. The Buccaneers and the Eagles, but Baker didn't do so hot, in that game. And then 4 games today. It's been fun. And
we had some great games yesterday. Holy wow! I caught the Alabama-Georgia game. That was a good one. Surprised to see DeBoer kind of crawl out of his hole a little bit and get another win against the Dogs. Ty Simpson. I all through offseason, I have kept my opinion on Ty Simpson because I've got some friends that are also got a pod for the Alabama Crimson Tide, and they've all off season they were saying don't critique Ty until November, and they send me a message like, did you watch that Georgia game? Like he's not showing up in November, he showed up in September. That was a good one. Oregon gets the INT and overtime to over there at Happy Valley and ends there pretty much. I don't know how long James Franklin has out there, but he fumbles another one. So what do you guys think of the games from yesterday? Anything catch your eye as far as in the college football world?
I'll let JY go first.
Well, Alabama's better than what people had thought. They kind of wrote them off after the whole Florida State thing, and then Florida State gets beat by Chandler Morris and Virginia.
Right.
I mean, he's been in college 10 years now, it seems like.
Yeah, I know, right?
But good for him. They got it done. Florida State's maybe not as good as what we thought. LSU, who I thought was the bell cow of the SEC, gets beat by Ole Miss or Ole Miss or however you say it. And then, I'm always depressed when the Sooners aren't playing. So, but I understand we need to get healthy too. But I would have rather got to see that. And it was weird not seeing Gundy on the sideline. I flipped over for just a split second to see what the score was on that game, and I immediately questioned my choices and be like, I don't know how in the hell anybody can be an Oklahoma State fan, but I mean, it was great just to watch and not have any skin in the game as far as nerves and anxiety and analytical hats and all that kind of stuff.
Sure.
I always watch with, so it was just kind of nice to be a football fan yesterday.
Man, I'll be honest. My son had a game at 8 a.m. soccer. So went to that, came back home, and then ran around and did a few things. And then my niece, her 1-year-old birthday was yesterday. So my entire afternoon was basically at that birthday party. And I think at one point we turned on the game that was on the TV was Mississippi State versus Tennessee. So that's really the majority of what I watched college football wise yesterday. Thought Mississippi State was going to pull that out too. But yeah, that was it. That was a pretty good game though. It was fun to watch. So I didn't get to watch any of the Bama game or anything, so I missed it.
Yeah, that Tennessee offense is scary with those three receivers, man. I mean, those three guys are going to be problems for a lot of teams. And I was not really a big fan of Aguilar. I still don't really like his arm, but when you've got those three guys that can run and they're 6'5" and they can jump and catch, I mean, you don't have to have superior arm talent to get them the ball. I mean, and I love the Tennessee Volunteers run game has evolved quite a bit now. They're adding all kinds of different layers to it compared to last couple of years. That offense looks real fun to watch. And how about Levy turning around Mississippi State as quickly as he did? Blake Shapen, he's a quarterback. He's got himself a good quarterback. So I hope Mississippi State wrecks some teams in their schedule. I hope they steal a bunch of wins and have themselves a good season. I'm not a big Levy fan, but I appreciate work that he's doing turning around a program like that.
Yeah, they're competing. I mean, I think they're 3-1 now. But late in that game, I don't know if you guys saw it or not, but David Sanders actually, I want to say, I'm not sure, he may have played earlier in the year, but their right tackle, I think, got hurt. And he came in late in the game. He looked good. True freshman getting thrown in the fire like that. He came out. He was physical, man. It was fun to watch him get out there and play a little bit. So I think him and Fasusi were your top two tackles last year. So it's fun to watch. So
yeah. Well, coming out of this bye week, I actually, watching around all of college football, I actually feel pretty good for the Sooners. Especially at defense. I don't think, as far as defense wise, I don't think there's another defense that's out there that's playing as physical and lights out and taking away so much of an offense. That was one of my, takeaways from the bye week, was just how good our defense is, watching some of these other defenses play. I mean, Alabama gave up like 200 and something yards on rushing, right? It was like 230 yards, and they still got the W. So, anyways, but before we start, we got to do the like, comment, subscribe. I almost forgot. Brad would have been you forgot to do that, didn't you? Like, comment, subscribe, get notified. We're be churning out a couple episodes a week. Newsletter, it's free. ChampionStandard.com, Substack. Just free resources out there for you. So you guys ready to dive into the tape? Ready to get into it?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Wait a second. All right. So, Alex, you wanted to take a look at play number 8.
Yeah, I'm watching it as we speak. Man, this was the screen to Satania that they returned to the house that was ruled incomplete pass. So if you rewind this and we run it slowly, if we can, I don't know if you're able to run it like in slow motion, but you'll notice how it's, I want to say it's Haaland, it's the center, Michaela, and it's Nwewu, right, carrying up to the next level. You'll notice whenever they release here when
you want to go to the end zone cam?
Yeah,
that'd be better. Okay.
Yeah, possibly. Actually, I think the other view will be, but we can look at either one. So what happens is as we talked about before, if Michaela works this inside out, this play actually could have been a touchdown. So see right here, watch as he look at where Michael is at, and look at Ozaida. They both carry up to the safety, right?
Yeah.
And JY, you can correct me if I'm wrong here. And Waywoo was trying to release up to this corner. It looks like he's trying to release up to the corner that was playing man on Satania right here, right? But if you look at Michaela is right there next to Waywoo. Look, if he gets his eyes inside and plays it inside out, he can pick him up and then you have Ozida with a safety, and you probably are looking at 6 points right here. But as it plays out, Michaela and Ozida both carry up to the single high, and the safety that was playing man on Satania right here, or the DB, the corner playing Satania right here, actually knifes through and makes this play. And Wei was not, he wasn't able to get up to the second level to seal him off or pick him up. So look at that right
there.
Yeah.
But if Michaela looks inside, dude, this is 6 points.
Yep. Yeah, Alex, you hit the nail on the head right there. A lot of times your trash is always what gets you, the inside out player, right? And everybody wants to run downfield and, I got to get on my horse and I got to get up to that safety. And really where your defenders or defenders are coming from is from the other side. They're coming inside out, just like you said. Yep. So he's just got to post up kind of like he's hinging on the backside, if he's a tackle on the backside of a play, and just wait for that guy and he'll come right to him. And you ain't got to get a lot on him, just let Satania catch that ball. And like you said, he's still running.
That's 6. And what's funny is if you rewind it again, Rob, they actually have another screen at the bottom of the screen. He could hit either one, because look down here at the bottom. Look at you have I'm drawing a blank here. 6 swinging out of the backfield, right? So here, look how this is blocked up.
Blaylock.
Blaylock. Sorry, Blaylock swinging out of the backfield, right? Look how it's blocked up. Now you have Simmons releasing to the second level. He's already picked up the linebacker right there in the middle of the field. You got a hat on a hat down here, receiver, and then you have another receiver out here ready to block the guy on the outside. Look at that. If he swings this out, that's also possibly 6. So you had 2 options here, and the one guy that you couldn't have make the play actually is the one that makes the play.
Yep. You had him outnumbered and everything. You just didn't look back inside.
Yeah. Again, obviously they won the game. It's not trying to sit here and harp and only look at negative stuff, but this is the small little details right here that was like, man, 1 block right there. Look at that, and that's instead of 3, you're up 7-0 2 minutes into the game.
Yep.
Yep. Luckily, obviously, it was incomplete, which is mind-blowing to me that, even McElroy sitting there saying, there's no way you overturn it. He never actually secures the ball. He catches it and is going to secure it when he gets hit, and then the ball comes out. He never actually secured it and had it tucked. So, yeah. Anyway, that's why I was wondering.
This one of those, like you said, just like JY, the inside-out stuff. I mean, that's the looking back inside is like one of the things you got to drill so hard into your players, especially when you got these offensive linemen are not used to being, 5-10 yards off the ball. I mean, how where are they at?
He just ran 40. Right back, right underneath him right there, and he had all the momentum too, because there's nobody. I mean, if you just draw a straight line from where he's at, he probably contacts him a yard or 2 inside the hash, and then really all that Satania has to do after that is just set Howland up. If he stretches it a little to the outside, then it widens for him, and there's nobody there. Really, the guy down there by the bottom of the screen on the 30-yard line is the only one that's going to have a shot at him, right? Yeah. Way down at the bottom by the 2 right there, that guy. Yep. So, yeah, it was a missed opportunity. It's like you and I were talking about before we went live. I think that was a lot of what went on Saturday was a lot of missed opportunities.
Yeah, little things. The little things start to stack up because it's almost like the guys were kind of taking their turns of missing one little detail. It was Torrey missing the read. It was Hosida. It was like one player at a time would make one little mistake that would cost you. Let's go to the next one. You had 15.
Yeah, so 15 wasn't. This is more so a vision thing with Satania, right? This is when they run that reverse and they send a blitz. They send a blitz through the B gap right there, right? But notice right here, if you go rewind it just a little bit. Watching this live, I was sitting there yelling at the TV, cut inside, cut inside. If you keep going back a little bit more, you'll notice the flow of the left side of watch the left side right here on the offensive line when they pitch this ball. Watch neither one of them, right? You got Fasusi out there on the DN. You got your linebacker cutting through the B gap right there, right? Now they're gonna watch what happens as they go to make this pitch. Now they all get into pursuit, right? Look at the three guys right there making a triangle where Fasusi and Ozaida are. Here comes the pitch. All right. Now they all start to flow to the ball, right? Now look at what Satania's look at that. Look at the lane.
Yeah.
If all he did was just put on the brakes and cut up field, he's got a 15, 20-yard gain right there, if not more.
The other thing, I mean, the defender's right there. Like, you could slow yourself down. Like, as soon as you pitch, you could slow yourself down to see if what's going to open up to your right. Instead of trying to say, hey, I'm going to outrun. And then you see, 15 out there. If his vision should be telling him, I've got two defenders that have out-leveraged their blocks in front of me. I can slow this down and see if I can look back for that cutback. But instead, he decides to take the corner.
Well, and what he's got to do is he's got to get that. I think it's number 4. I'm not really sure who that guy is right there running down the 30-yard line right there, but
number 3, right?
But as soon as see how his hips are turned.
Yep.
That's where you got to. Once you get them to commit like that and turn their hips.
Yep.
Yeah, he's north and south because look at down on the, I think it's the 39-yard line there is that Canick. He's working up to the free safety.
Yep.
On the 39.
Oh, yep.
Right there. See, he's going to go all the way up to the free safety right there. So if he can beat that guy, get north and south, that's got his hips turned, then really he only has to put a move on that backside corner because everybody else is blocked.
Yep.
Everybody else is blocked right here. But yeah, Alex is spot on right there. And it's like the old option game. As a quarterback, you're reading that defensive end, and if he turns his hips, you keep the ball and get vertical. If he stays flat and he comes down, then you pitch it. So, it's kind of the same deal here. He's got to get north and south because the guy made the play, but he didn't make the tackle, right?
Yep. And then they just flow to the football. And this is something we saw. The East and West game against Auburn was not working, right? And I can't tell you how many plays that was run. They were running East and West versus getting north and south, as we were talking about just a little bit ago. With duo was actually you were having success running duo, which is you're getting north and south, right? Quick. With the East and West game, it was not working. So that was something watching it live that I was hoping Arbuckle was going to adjust away from. Was let's get away from some of this north and south or some of this East and West stuff, and let's just run the ball right up the middle. They just kind of got away from it. See, there you go, right there.
Yeah.
And I think they run it again a little bit later. I don't think it's the same drive. They pick up 4 yards. It's like, hey, you guys got to keep. Let's keep running. Right up the middle on them, man. Quit going east. Auburn's defense is fast, dude. You're not going to get outside. So, that was the other thing about this game was GT counter, GY counter. None of those were. They were getting blown up from the get-go. So, JY, I don't know if you noticed it or not. I'm sure you did. Obviously, watching it back was their DNs and what they were doing with them when OU would run the GT counter. They were cutting inside quickly, cutting across the face, of the pulling guard, which was causing all kinds of confusion. I noticed within Weiwu, and Simmons and Weiwu were getting confused on who they should pick up, and the plays were just getting blown up.
Yeah, go back to that one where Blaylock had the good. There's a lot going on that play. Yeah, this one right here. So this, like Alex said, this is duo. I think something that offensive coordinators do a lot is they will run the setup plays before setting them up, right? And what I mean by that is in order to get counter to work, in order to get a draw work, you've got to run other things to get the defense flowing. Like outside zone, you've got to run outside zone a few times to get that flow so that you can run counter off of it and you get everybody going, and then they have to honor it, all that type of stuff. Subsequently, you got to throw the ball a few times before you can run a draw off of it. So this right here it's duo, but if you look, let's start on the back side over here with Fasusi, right? He does a good job right here getting up under this 15 because his responsibility is the B gap. I mean, I know everybody wants to say, let's just get the guy who's over me, right? Because that 15's in the B gap right now, but he's not going to be in the B gap, right? It's going to end up being somebody else. And then, so you watch him scoop in there and he picks up number 9, who ends up coming up. But look at Ozaida's feet. Watch his feet when he gets going here. See how he crosses his feet right here? I think he freaks out. He forgets that he's got Fasusi coming down to get the guy that's in the B gap. That's number 9, because 15 went outside to take the C gap right here. What Ozaida has to do with Michaela is he's got to stay square. That right foot his hips have to be welded to Michaela's right here. There can't be that gap in between them, and he's got to stay square. But he's got his feet crossed, and he kind of panics a little bit, and he kind of gets all crossed up, and he kind of just gets in the way, right? So what you want to do is you want to move 97 more towards that umpire right there, move him back a couple of yards, because then if you watch Michaela, he's waiting for Ozaida to take this thing over, because his responsibility is the front side A gap. And you see his eyes right there looking at number 17. If you back that up, you can see his face right there. He's waiting for 17, but Auburn didn't play disciplined defense on this thing. 17's watching Mateer the entire way, right? But 21's job is to watch Mateer, not 17. So his run fit is completely off. And we just kind of lucked out on this thing, because in a perfect world, Michael is able to work up to 17, but since 17 went with Mateer, that created the gap just long enough for Blaylock to deliver the hammer right there on the other side. And Simmons did a pretty good job right there on the front side of the play, creating just enough to have that happen. So again, and just like what Alex was saying here just a little bit ago, where they were trading guys and Simmons and Wee Woo were getting crossed up, there were a couple times on the counter play where, I think this bye week is coming at the perfect time, because they need to get healthy and they need to get in the film room and polish some things up, because I don't think it's a physical ability thing so much as if they just clean up their stuff, I think they're going to be able to be successful. I don't think it's because our guys suck and they can't do it. They just got to get it between the ears and clean it up. Because you look at that's vertical movement right there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I wanted to. This is moving bodies.
Yeah. And you end up getting 3 or 4 yards right here. I mean, ultimately that's what you want to do. You got to knock guys back, and I think they have the ability to do that. But you see a lot more counter, and you don't see a whole lot of off tackle or duo as much as you probably could.
I think this was the one that I couldn't tell if it was duo or inside zone. You're gonna have to tell me, JY.
I don't think it's inside zone, just because the guys aren't going anywhere, right? Inside zone and outside zone are blocked the exact same way from an offensive line standpoint. It's just where the inside zone, you're telling your running back to look back inside, versus outside zone, he's going to take it outside. So this is more of a duo thing. But you look, Michael comes off right here and he picks up number 17. You see how he's feeling that. So they do pretty well right here, but they've got to get more. We've got to get more movement north and south, and Simmons can't get squeezed, right? See how he gets squeezed down there, 91. See, 91 just takes him and pushes him all the way down into the center.
I think that's Simmons.
Not Simmons. That's the tight end. My bad.
Yeah.
So what we've got to have, your tight end can't get pushed down like that. He just gets worked right back into it, So
right. Who is that? 86. I don't know. It's not
Carson Kent.
Yeah, it's Carson Kent.
Carson Kent. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's got to post up his left hand right there and not get squeezed, which is a big ask, because I mean that guy right there, 91, he's probably 260, 270, and you see he's got his hand forklifted off of him already. So
yep,
he's beat right now. So what you got to do if you're let's see where that guy's lined up at the start of the play, if you don't mind.
Sure.
So yeah, he's in the C gap right
7.
here. So what's got to happen right here if you're Simmons? Since that guy's in the C gap, Simmons has to come straight off the ball with his right foot and get north and south. And that's going to give him a chip just enough if you're going to run the ball up inside of that. But you see how he kind of steps down a little bit?
Yep.
And that tells 91, just that little bit. And they kind of got to have a little bit of it's not much of a twist, but more like a slant a little bit where 97, he's going backside A gap. And then, and that just lets them squeeze it down. And that's really all that happened right there. You got big boys right there.
So let's go ahead, Alex.
I was going to say, if you go to, you can kind of see, it's a clip. It's quarterback GT counter, and you'll see if you go to the end zone view.
Which number?
Yeah, clip 11. You're on it right now.
Oh, cool.
You'll see the D end at the top. This isn't exactly one of the plays what I saw here, but you'll notice that you see the D end right there. That threw everything off.
Yep.
Yeah.
Watch, fires up and then cuts inside.
Watch Wee Woo after this talking to Simmons right after the play.
Yeah, because right there, JY, Wee Woo should have picked up the DN that nice inside right there, and Simmons should be looping around him to pick up 17. Correct.
Correct. Because you see, I don't know if we got it on this clip or not, but Wee Woo's telling him we got to fold that around, right? Yep. So Wee Woo's going to log block that guy, right? Yep. Log block means to seal him down inside, and then Simmons goes out. If he picks up number 17 right here, then there's nobody home. Because if you look at the wide copy instead of the end zone copy right here, if you back it up a little bit, there's nobody home. There's nobody there. You're one-on-one. You're one-on-one with your safety, but they just blew it up and we blocked it incorrectly. Because literally there's nobody there. He could, if we block that up, he's at least at the 30 before he ever gets touched.
Yep.
I thought they did. I mean, because it looks like they're obviously spilling it, right? And then there's times where Auburn would box it. So they were trying to, force it back inside, create a box for you to go inside and then fill it. And then they would switch it. And in this case, come out, get you to wrong arms because they want you to spill it outside. But Wee Woo is right. I mean, Wee Woo does the block right? I mean, this is the log. So like he's logging it. This guy is supposed to wrap over and take the outside shoulder of 17, and then you'd have Mateer just off running.
Yeah. And this happened multiple times.
Yeah.
Right. So you had this happen multiple times that blew the play up on another GT counter. I think it was the one tech. Michaela doesn't seal him off well enough, and he gets enough penetration that he throws the play off completely and blows up the play on that one. So against Auburn in this game, GT counter, GY counter just was not effective.
I had GT or running backs production in GT counter was -2 yards.
Yep. Here's another. I mean, right here, Ozida gets confused right here.
Yep.
Which clip is this?
20.
This is when Ozida got called for holding. Yeah, because they brought Foji in as a tight end. Yeah, see right there, Ozida. You see him. Yep, he comes around the edge and look, the safety that came down. No, it's the looping linebacker throws him off completely.
Because if you stop it right there, okay, if he treats this like power, when you're blocking power and you're staying square, back that up just a tick. Okay, right there. Okay, if he kicks that guy, if he faces that guy up, then Mateer can get right up inside him because there's nobody second level, right? He's right up in there. There's nobody there. And those two guys out there, number 8's weight's leaning towards the numbers. And then you got the other guy out there paying attention. I think it's number 4 out there paying attention to Burks. Yep. But if he squares this guy up right here, smack, because that's a good block by Foji. You can see the gap right there.
Yep.
Yeah, he's got him still off.
Right up inside that, he scores. Untouched. You go in untouched, and everybody's talking about, oh, Auburn's got this great defense, this, that, and the other. We made them look like All-Americans because
Honestly,
we don't know what the hell we're doing.
I don't think Ozida saw him. I don't think he saw him at all.
He has to. He has
I don't
to.
think. I know he has to, but I don't think he did.
Well, I'm not saying that he has to be able to. I'm saying he has to be ready for that guy. When you are the puller, when you are the first guy, in this look, he has to be ready for that scraping linebacker to come right now. He's got to dip his inside shoulder, which is his left shoulder, like he's running the bases, right? Like he's getting ready to run around first base, He's got to dip that left inside shoulder and get his power to hit that guy inside out. Because if he hits that guy is on the outside of the M right there, and it looks like, I-35 running up there.
And you still got, running back. This is guard running back counter. You got an extra blocker coming in through here that could either take this guy out or really you probably want to. But you have an extra blocker going in there as well.
Yeah. But as soon as Ozida freezes right there and throws the whole playoff, because then look.
Yep.
Now look, he goes outside. Barnes tries to take his man, and now Ozida's grabbing, and he gets called for holding.
Because you've got numbers right here. If Ozida takes the inside guy, and let's say Mateer doesn't get north and south, then Barnes takes the guy that's on the 10-yard line right here, and then Burks is up on the guy that's 2 or 3 yards behind him. You've got numbers. Bang, bang, bang. It should go 1, 2, 3. It should have Ozida, Barnes, and then Burks picks up the guy. And then you're good. You're good. You got it either way if we block it correctly.
Yeah.
So this is some of the. No, you're fine. You're saying this is some of the reasons why the running game was having issues. And again, right here, as we talked about earlier, we should be getting north and south right here, but this gets turned into an east and west play because of the way that the blocking unfolded. So instead, now he goes outside and the whole play gets blown up.
We got a good question right here from. I'm gonna. Are you guys blaming BB, or is it a player not seeing what he's coached to see? In my opinion on that, English, I think it's the player not doing it, because I know they're taught better than this.
Oh yeah, that's not. No, Beatonbow has done. He's had countless lines that have executed counter and guys that were 3-star nobodies that ran GTG. I mean, this is just getting to the basic stuff. I mean, this isn't like some abnormal football here. I mean, I think it's just the speed of the game, and
it's just eye discipline. It's him playing inside out, like we talked about.
Well, it's eye discipline, and as that puller, if you go back, you're the backside guard. Really, what this is, it's power. I mean, they're probably going to call it something different. But really, essentially, it's because you're unbalanced, because you got Foji playing tight end, which is awesome, right? But really, you got to look at it like power, and what I mean by that, in a traditional power game, you are going to stay square as the puller. You are not a kick out guy. You're not, right? You are not, because he can't run flat right there. He's got to keep his shoulder square. He's got to dip his inside shoulder right there, and he's got to get that linebacker. That's his guy.
Yeah. Why don't they can they skip pull this? Could they change the technique to skip pull this down the line?
Well, that's what I'm saying he should do. You're just calling. Yeah, that's what he should be doing. I want his shoulders square to the line of scrimmage.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Gotcha.
That's
what
we're
saying the same thing.
Yeah. You're just using fancy words. So I've been hitting the head too much. So.
But yeah, no, I see Eli's asking if that's something that can be fixed in a bye week, and it's
it
really JY, you could speak to that more than me, but I that's just simple going over game film and just explain, just reps.
So Eli, for me as a former player, just responding to what Alex is saying here, you learn more as an offensive lineman watching yourself and what you did in film than you ever do watching an opponent. I know defensive people like to watch film on the opponent, but from a technique standpoint and an execution standpoint, you have got to watch yourself. And I don't know if it has anything to do with it, but there's reports been coming out that Foji has been getting run with ones this week over Ozida. And I mean, when you watch the tape, maybe it's because Ozida didn't play that well, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so I think it can be fixed. I mean, definitely Beatonbow has options. He has guys that he can put in the game.
Yep. Yeah, that's that clip I was talking about right there of that D tackle right there blows that up from the backside. Yeah. Now Michael is having to get over quickly laterally here, but look, the 47 gets enough penetration off his first step that Michael is late and he just blows it up. And he also he slows up Simmons too.
Yeah, I mean that's good. I mean that's good defense. I mean you being able to get your hands on the pulling tackle. I mean he's got his arms wrapped around him purposely to slow him down, kill the play. JY, you mentioned we kind of took this play before we jumped on. You mentioned that you could have communication between these two guys, and you could have him take it and then him pull.
Yeah, you could do that. You could definitely trade it. Before we go to that, though, I want to see how Michaelis steps right here. Okay, so he doesn't, in my opinion, he's got to take a bigger lateral step with his right foot. He's got to get down the line right now if he's going to do this, because just like we talked about with the tight end earlier with Canick, he's got to get lateral and then be strong with his left hand in case that guy tries to fight back over the top of him. He's got to get his head across to cut off that penetration, right? He has to do that. But if they decide, to your point, if this is a block that he can't make, what we could do is treat it like trap for the center, and you keep Wee Woo at home and you have him kick out and just tell Wee Woo he can't get pushed back at all. And really, like you called it a little bit earlier, this is going to be a skip pull for Simmons right here, right? Mm-hmm. Because you're trap and then you're up inside.
Yep.
It would be a very quick hitting play, right? So, and then if that DN's going to crash, because there's numbers everywhere on the backside. You got 24 and 17, so there's no way that Mateer's going to keep this ball, right? He can't. So that's the only way that you're going to be able to block it right here, unless Michaela can figure that out and get down the line a little bit faster. He just got beat off the ball right there, but I think there's probably a little bit easier way, where you can out leverage the defense right here and do center trap off of it, or it'll look like center trap. You won't call it that, but
yeah. So you mentioned, Alex, you mentioned how Auburn was taking away our perimeter game, our east-west, our jet sweeps, basically, because that's really the only perimeter game we have, because we don't have the wide zone going, or the outside zone, whichever. And I feel, don't you guys feel like seeing these guys tee off like the way they are, and that they're getting these down blocks, that if you had a perimeter answer other than the jet sweeps, that you can force these guys to stay home on some of these counter plays?
Go ahead, Alex.
I would like to see them implement more wide zone, honestly. Because right now, basically all that they're pretty much running right now is GT counter, GY counter. They're running duo. You're not seeing a whole lot of wide zone from what I remember in this. I don't even know do you remember how many times we ran it in this game?
I think we ran it. I don't think we ran it in this game. Or no, Here we go. I think we got one clip right here.
Yep.
And it was the first play of the game.
Yep, it was. You're right.
And that was it.
Yeah.
And honestly, I thought they did pretty good. I mean, that's the thing that's weird, is that this is the first time I've seen them actually get, the vertical displacement on the play side. I mean, look at this double team. I mean, they took this guy to the 10 yards deep downfield, and we never ran it again.
Yeah, I think Arbuckle, I will agree. I think he went to GT. I think he went to counter too much in this game. The way Auburn was defending it, I think that's going to be a learning thing for him moving forward. Is that the way they defended it, it just was not successful at all. And what you also noticed was in this game, from what I remember, is if you remember against Temple, or I think it was against Illinois State, what you saw against Michigan and Temple was we were also sealing off the backside, where in this game you weren't seeing that. Right. So
yeah,
I just think Auburn did a really, really solid job of defending the counter against it. And that should have been a play that he just went away from in this game. But, you live and you learn, you move on.
And I think ultimately sometimes, and Arbuckle will probably be the first one to admit it, I think you can outsmart yourself as a play caller. A lot of times you try to figure things out too much rather than saying, like, because if you go back to the snap of this ball, you've got, let's go back to the play before. I mean, ultimately, you're running into numbers right there instead of, and you got to knock people off the ball, right? Because a lot of the game, Auburn was running a 6-man box. You should be able to run the football against a 6-man box.
Yep.
If you want to have this, you go, so that play right there is a great illustration, that last one. And just stop it right there. Yeah. Look at how wide the gaps are right there. And you've got a guy in motion running orbit motion off this thing. You got 4 down linemen, a Mike, and then you got a kind of in-between player right there.
Yep.
Right.
And see, they block it right there.
But, yeah, you got to knock people back. Yep. You got to be more physical at the point of attack. You have to be able to run the football. Look at those gaps. You can't position block this thing, meaning that I'm just going to get in somebody's way. You have to relocate that person.
Yep. Let's see what happens on this one. Yeah, that Howland and Ozida get movement. Howland carries up, but then he's not able to sustain his block.
You got the 1v1 here on the safety. Yeah. This guy he needs to seal that, and then he's got his one-on-one opportunity. He's got to make a guy miss, go
back to how Howland carried up to the second level if you can.
Sure.
Yeah, so right here, look at that. Watch. So he's going to combo with Ozida on the left side. Now look, see how that middle linebacker's flowing. I mean, in a way, he probably should have just carried up laterally, because whenever he releases up to the second level, look, now he's square, right? So when he makes contact, he's pretty much square with that linebacker, giving that linebacker the opportunity to work over top of him. If he would have carried up laterally and then sealed him off, right, he could have given Blaylock a better lane, but instead he's able to work over top of him. Yeah, I don't know. Do you agree, JY?
Yeah, because as a tackle right there, there's nothing better than, because your Mike linebacker on the defense is usually the guy that talks the most. He's usually the alpha. He's usually one of the guys that gets off the bus first. He's probably the guy getting arrested on the weekend. I mean, he's that guy. He thinks he's the big dog. Think Torrance Marshall at the coin toss in Florida State 2000, right?
Yep.
So there's nothing you like better as an offensive tackle when you get to combo up to a linebacker and just knock the hell out of that guy and clean his clock. He's got to strike that guy. If you go back to where he comes off of that double team right there, he can't get his shoulders turned when he comes down with Ozida. You see how he turns his shoulders right there? He can't turn his shoulders. He has to stay square and get enough on that guy and then deliver a blow, because if he delivers a blow right there and pushes that guy out, that gives Blaylock the opportunity to cut back towards the umpire right here and take it to the house.
Yeah.
Right? If there's right there up underneath Howland towards the umpire right there, if he strikes that guy, it's good night Irene right here.
Yep.
But he has to strike that guy.
And also, it's even what you also want to see here with Howland is look at his contact point. He hits shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah.
On that D tackle, you'd like to see that shoulder be a little lower, get him into his hip or his ribs, right, to generate a little bit more movement there and to help him carry up to the second level. So yeah, It's just better execution there that would help, this play be more successful. So as you're seeing, this was execution by the players. This isn't, and I know I talked about Arbuckle going away from GT counter, and that's because what you're seeing is the execution was not happening, right? It just was not. You weren't seeing success here, which is why I was saying that. But the execution obviously is on the players just not getting the job done. So I want to bring up real quick, Rob, if I can.
Yeah.
We have a question here on the screen, or a comment here on the screen from Jimmy Sattersfield talking about Auburn's nose guard. So could you go to clip 55?
Sure.
I want to show.
And I agree with you, Jimmy. I think Foji has more upside than Ozida right now, but I think as a true freshman, probably early in the year, I think that Biedenbow's kind of leaning towards the experience with Ozida, but he may end up getting overtaken.
Yep.
Go ahead,
right
Alex.
here. I want to show you Michaela anchor against this 6'3", 360-pound D tackle.
Ooh.
Look at that. This is on the
Golly.
huge throw that he hit to Kanak, a layered throw that he hits that moves the chains. Was a big time play. Just watch Michaela just hop.
Look at that hop, man.
Yep. Use the hop technique and just slows that up, dude. And this is something he anchored against this nose guard one-on-one, I think, from what I remember, 3 or 4 times in this game. And remember, 299, and this dude is 360 pounds. And Michaela anchored against him on numerous occasions, one-on-one and against the bull rush. This is what this is a big reason why OU's O-line has improved so much this year, is what Michaela has brought to the table, and pass pro has been big time.
Yeah. This is a front too. This is a front also that you have to be able to run the football against, because if they're gonna drop 6 guys, because you only got 5 in that's a 5-man box.
Yep.
That's a 5-man box, and you've got a potential quarterback run game. You've got a running back, all that stuff. You're not going to be able to make those throws consistently and make a living off that. You have to be able to run the ball against that kind of box.
Yep. But now I will say, with a broken thumb, that is a hell of a throw, and that is a hell of a catch by a former linebacker. Oh, man.
Well, what's crazy about Kanak is he was an offensive player in high school.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
He was. You're right.
So I think, I'd love to see them get Kanak in a little bit of run game, see if you can hand him the ball on a little, some counter action stuff. Just hand it to him when he comes across instead of, if you were under center, you could pull that off pretty easy. But
yep.
There's our perimeter run game going to the sideline.
The East and West game was not working. It was not working.
Well, watch your running back on that play. I mean, if he looks inside, just like on the screen earlier, I mean, he runs right past the guy and needs a block right there.
Yep.
Right there.
Blaylock.
Yep. Right. Stop. See
Yeah,
that
right
DN
there.
coming right
Get
there?
your
Just
eyes
seal
on
that
signs.
guy in. Just seal him in. Right there, that guy. Seal that guy in. You got 1-2, and then you get your one-on-one with the safety. I like our odds.
Yep. Now let's Carson Kanak work up to. Yep. There you go.
Yep. Everybody would have been blocked.
I'm going to step away for 2 seconds, and then I had another play I wanted to cover that goes over the Mateer, the poise in the pocket with Mateer we talked about.
I'm just kind of scanning through. Oh, there's the slot fade. Just a Tagna.
With pressure coming in your face, the game on the line, you're down.
Yep.
Huevos Rancheros right there, man. I mean, it
Yeah,
takes some stones right there to stand in there and do this.
It's if you're gonna run cover 1 on Mateer, and if he's got a slot fade if he's got a fade in the call, or he will check to it, he's throwing it. Like he did it all last year. If you're gonna play press man on him, he's going.
Yeah.
He's taking that. Arbuckle, Mateer believe, and the receivers, my guy's better than your guy. I'm gonna go lay it in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, watching that through.
Yeah.
All right. Oh yeah, go ahead. If you guys are working on a play.
Oh, we're just casually watching now.
Okay.
I went all mine.
Yeah. So the one of the clips I wanted to cover about Mateer and what we talked about, clip 16.
Clip 16. Okay.
Yeah. Now don't get me wrong. On this clip, he does feel pressure, right? There is a he does get pressure off his right side. Now, if you can slow it down right here, I want you to slow it down and rewind it a little bit for me.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. There you go. So if we can do it slowly. Yeah. So watch. Fault gets by Nwewu, but watch Nwewu stays in contact. He stays connected. He's able to recover, and he washes him, outside the pocket. Watch right here. He stays connected to him, and he just carries him around Mateer. Now look. Okay, pause it. Okay. Now what I want you to see here is, now look on the left side of the screen. Okay, you see Burks crossed. He's crossing right there. He's almost at the 30, right? Burks basically ran a drag route across the middle of the field. Now you have Barnes that ran a swing route basically out of the backfield, right? So Barnes just releases out into the flat. Now watch what happens with Mateer when he feels this pressure. His eyes come down. Now his eyes are down, right? He's no longer looking. But if all he needed to do right here was step into the pocket, just step up. Look at the rest of the block, the rest of the play, the rest of the O-line is doing their job. Everything is protected. If you just keep your eyes downfield right here, you could have had Burks or you have Barnes. If you hit Barnes, Burks is your lead blocker, and all you have right here is basically a corner one-on-one, and Barnes with the ball in his hand. But he brings his eyes down, and this is 3rd and 6, I think. Brings his eyes down, takes off, and basically gets hit for no gain.
Yeah.
So, okay. So we've got this. They're running mesh, obviously. You got your shoot, and then you've got your speed, right?
Yep.
He's looking out here first.
Yeah.
His eyes should immediately go to Cannon.
Yeah.
That's his second read.
Yep.
That's the second read.
Okay.
It goes 1 and then 2. And then after that, it's 3 and then 4.
And 100%. That he would be going through, obviously more than 2 reads here. But all you do right here is step up in the pocket, stay calm, keep your eyes downfield, and look at the left side of the field right there. And you have one defender there if you dump that off to Barnes. But instead, he panics, brings his eyes down, and he runs basically into a 1 or 2 yard gain. They punt.
Yeah, this is some Jackson Arnold stuff here.
This is.
Yep. This is the little things right here, man. That's like, if he can clean this part of his game up, if he can improve on just being able to stay calm in the pocket and show better pocket movement, that's what will take his game to the next level. But what we're seeing from him is stuff like this, but then also times when he flees pockets when he doesn't need to. That's really, some of his biggest issues, in my opinion.
That's a missed opportunity. Dang.
Yeah, just like you said right there with Burks coming across, go back to that wide view that you had.
Yeah.
He just flips it out. Just flip it out to Barnes. Just flip it out there. And with the path that Burks is taking, that's an easy block for him because he's coming so flat. And he doesn't have to be physically dominant on that thing. He has to get something on him, and then he can use that block to get up the side. It could be a big gainer for you.
Yep.
This should be automatic right here. I mean, based on you've got your speed out, and okay. So this is cover 4, and they're running stump, which means they only got one flat defender. This flat, when he looks over here and reads this one flat defender is going to be taken by the speed out. He should automatically know I'm running mesh. I'm going to have my shallow cross out here. Not only does he just panic, but he completely abandons the entire play concept. That's not good. He should be looking at this guy right now, because he already watched that one flat defender get taken out. That there's grass over here. That was not good. I will watch the end zone cam.
Now, again, he did feel there was pressure off his right side, so I will obviously completely acknowledge that. He's trying to avoid the rush there. Okay, right here, but look at the way he responds. He immediately brings his eyes down and says, "I have to take off," and it's like, hold on, you have 2 other reads over here on your left side that Just give a glance over there. Hit Barnes out of the backfield. And this is something that we saw from him in this game. There were numerous plays where he had backs out of the backfield that if he just checks it down, man, you could have had first downs on, you could have had huge plays. But he really didn't take the check down hardly at all in this game.
Yeah, getting the backs involved in the pass game would help tremendously. Yep. There's so many free yards to take, but you should have seen this matched up here, and he should have known that there was going to be tons of green grass right there. Is there another one you guys want to take a look at?
I'll let if JY had one, I'm not sure, but if not, I was looking for a clip of. I put a tweet out today talking about Howland and what I saw from him in pass pro against Auburn, because it wasn't Howland's best day in pass pro. I know Simmons graded out really well. Obviously, I know PFF's not, you can't always go off how they grade, but Simmons, played a really strong game in pass pro. And the biggest issue I see with when Howland struggled, and I'm looking for one of the clips. Sorry, I meant to mark this one down. Is when his biggest issue right now, in my opinion, JY, is Howland does not throw his hands with purpose in pass pro. He's basically catching rushers and then trying to anchor off of that, right? But also on top of not throwing his hands is he opens the gate and gives a soft shoulder, and DNs in this game were able to take advantage of that and create pressure. So one second, I know I have some clips here that speaks to what I'm talking about. But that's where Mateer was dealing with pressure off the left side, is when you would see that from Howland. That caused some issues in pass pro at times. Hang on. And that's what's funny is, right, I mentioned the fact that right now what you want to see from Oklahoma or with Oklahoma is what Fasusi showed against Michigan, right? You're gonna want to see a healthy Fasusi return by the time you get to Texas, right? You're gonna want Fasusi back out there at left tackle with his ability that he showed to use his hands, to play with independent hands. He wasn't showing that he's going to catch blocks. I think you're going to want a healthy Fasusi back out there at left tackle whenever you get into the meat of the schedule. Hang on. I think I'm getting close.
Yeah. This. You guys want to take a look at this one? I wouldn't mind you guys breaking down this one on the pass protection side.
Oh, this
is another one where, I mean, okay, this is they're running. Yeah, I will. 1 second. I mean, play concept is China. It's a great red zone. Red zone concept, and you got your shoot. And I think this is like a corner. His first read is he's going to end up reading the safety, and he's going to look at the 7 cut. And the second one, if it's cover 4, which is it ends up being cover 4 again, is to look at this. To end up looking at Burks, and then obviously the pass protection breaks down. I'll let you guys take a look at that, and he ends up floating one. And this is after he hurt his thumb, of course. Oh, this is Howland getting spun up on.
Well, on that one, that's actually not the running back chips, which throws him completely off this block because the right there is a true freshman. Actually, at Smith, that kid's talented. He spins off the chip block from Barnes, so I wouldn't put that on Howland.
Okay,
but to Alex's earlier point, you got to be a little bit more physical when he gets to you right there. When that guy shows you his back, you got to make him pay for it, right? As soon as he turns his back, you got to be putting his face in the turf right there. You want to snap right there. You got to really punch your hands right there. And I agree. He got hit, but if you know that you got a chip from your running back coming, the one thing you can't do here as an offensive tackle is get beat inside. You cannot get beat inside. But he does. right? So, a heck of a job getting away by Mateer right here. So, and if the thumb, I mean, he probably scores right there if he gets close to it. If gets a first down at least if he's able to get that ball to him. But again, to Specter's point down here in the comments, I mean, how much is his thumb affecting him at this point?
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, Howland's got to do a better job. He's got to. I can't get beat inside. There's probably not a more athletic person on the offensive line, maybe outside of Fasusi, than what he is. So I don't know why he's so afraid that he's going to get beat upfield. Just don't get beat inside. You can recover and run the hoop with that guy like Wee Woo did on that last play. At least it gives your quarterback an opportunity to step up.
And then they go cover 0 and we hit them. That's not too bad of a play, but is there any other plays you guys want to take a look at?
I'm good. Unless you got some
Um,
more, Alex.
Yeah, I was trying to find one, but I'm skimming through them real quick.
Oh yeah, the ninja formation. This is ninja, right? This is ninja, right? I was like in the stands. I'm like, is that the ninja? Is that ninja? Oh, that was so cool.
I'm honestly not sure.
The old, yeah, that's the Mike Leach, old Mike Leach formation ninja. I it's not quite the same. Looking at it from high, you don't you got this wall down here, but I think ninja was 3-3-3, not this like was like 1, 2, 3, 4 guys down here. But when I saw it in the stands, I was like screaming ninja. I was like, oh my god, that's so cool.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it. I'm trying to skim through, but it's taking a
How
second.
are we doing on shock? That's our missed opportunity there. Just sailed it. Freeze pop.
Mhm.
Oh,
I named it freeze pop.
Yeah, somebody called Auburn the Krigers on Twitter this week, and I agree with it 100%. I didn't think there was a fan base that could cry more than Oklahoma State, but we have found it.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind a rivalry with Auburn.
I would. I hate him. Oh God.
I would not mind it.
I watched
could
him
be our-
play A&M yesterday. Hugh Freeze is insufferable, man. That guy.
How about this one? Missing Kanik on.
Oh my
Spear.
gosh, dude, yes. I meant to tweet about this play and then I never did. But
Just
watch Kanak.
Dude,
He could walk into the end zone from here. Look at this. All Mateer has to do right here is, oh my gosh. Look at the safety. Look at the safety right here by the 40.
Flat.
Watch him.
Flat-footed.
Yep, the moment he snaps the ball, look at that safety. He's just standing there.
They're flat-footed. Yep.
And you also already knew immediately that the corner on the right, the corner to the boundary, he's in man coverage. So he's going with Burks. So all you're doing, in my opinion, I could be completely wrong. My opinion was your read should be that safety to the boundary.
Well, one, it's a bust. I mean, Auburn
100%,
busted hardcore.
100%.
There's no defense that I'm not sure what this guy's doing because he should. I mean, he should be matching up on him like that. It's this dude's fault. Now, what material is this? I don't know. All I can guess is that this was some sort of like, hey, this is a tight end, leak, and we're gonna just hit the tight end leak to the boundary, I guess. But I don't know why I saw this in the stands and I'm like, I don't know what he was like. What is he looking at?
Yeah.
You could not get a clearer picture than that.
See, and all of this is basically showing like you had the drop interception by Peyton Bowen. You had the drop interception by Kendall Daniels. Like,
yep.
There are plays here on offense too that, I mean, there's 2 or 3 different, the fumble driving, 1st and 10 on their 30. There's plays here that if they go a different way, this game could have been a 21 point game quickly, right?
Yeah.
So and this is just something where it's like, hey, you know what? They still have Oklahoma still has not played a complete game yet.
Right.
And even that, you don't throw this ball.
No, he's gonna get ear hold, man.
You don't throw that ball. That was just a bad rep.
Yeah.
That was a bad play.
Yep.
Like I don't know why. I don't even know why you would even throw that.
And I think it really sets up well with Hawkins coming in. As much as you're going to be talking about people executing the offense and people learning what they're supposed to be doing and things like that, you got to remember this was game 4 of a new system, right?
Yep.
Right.
Game 4 of a new system for everybody. Not Mateer obviously, but everybody else. So you get 2 weeks to prepare. So you go into Kent State. Hopefully you clean some more stuff up. And that's what I want to be looking for this weekend in the game, or I guess it's Sunday. It's next weekend on Saturday, is I want to see the guys execute cleanly, because even against Temple, they really didn't do that, like Alex was talking about. So if they can clean that up and get a little bit better and a little bit better and a little bit better, than going into Texas, they should be looking a heck of a lot better.
Yeah.
A lot cleaner.
Yeah. Like it just felt like somebody was making everyone was kind of taking their turns making a small mistake, and we just need to get everyone on the same page and get everyone clean. Like it's all clean up. Like nothing, like you guys mentioned, like none of this is like in over their heads. Like this is just normal rules and keys and counter normal. Alex, you mentioned eye discipline. Like this is all coachable. It could all easily be repped out with more reps. They just went through a bye week. They've got a game week with Kent State and a whole nother week of to practice for Texas. That's 3 good quality weeks of, figuring yourself out. And JY, you mentioned you spend more time on yourself than watching other people. It doesn't matter. Get yourself better and get everything cleaned up. And you're right. There's probably going to be some personnel changes where, Foji might get himself more playing time. But I think I'm not in panic mode yet. I won't be in panic mode until November. If I see the same stuff in November, like if we continue each week, we do these pods and we're in November seeing this, I'll start hitting the panic button then. But I don't think that's. We're a long ways to November, and plenty of time until then to get stuff cleaned up.
I know we didn't really talk about the defense much at all, but the other thing is with how aggressive Venables plays defense, right? It also helped. This also played a little bit into Jackson Arnold's hands in a way, right? Because you had Cam Coleman, who's a future NFL wide receiver, knowing that whenever he's walking out there, he's in single coverage, right? So on, I don't know how many deep balls they hit. 3 deep balls to Coleman and could have hit 5. Where when you go back and watch the tape, he was in single coverage, right, against Guillory. Now, I tweeted during the game that stop covering Cam Coleman with a true freshman receiver, because this guy he didn't have any safety help, right? Now that's the Venables is coming after Arnold, saying, "Hey, I'm coming after you all day." And Auburn's running backs did a great job of picking up the blitzes up the middle.
Yeah.
But what that did was that gave Arnold a one read, right? Because that plays right into where Arnold's at his best, right? He didn't have to go through his progressions. He basically just he took the snap, looked up, said, "Coleman's 1-on-1, right? I'm just going to throw it up there and let him go get it." So in a way, that also played into what Arnold does best. Now, luckily, you had a couple missed balls that he overthrew. And then obviously the defense teed off with 14 tackles for loss and 10 sacks. But that played into why Arnold had a better game against Oklahoma, is the aggressiveness that they bring. That gave him one-on-one matchups. But obviously in the end it paid off. So
yeah, I think I do appreciate Brent starting the game off being that aggressive and having them prove to you that they can throw those low percentage throws downfield and to get you out of all the pressure, because we were running all those 6-7 man pressures. And if they can't hit it, Alex, if you make them prove it and they can't hit it, then you're even beating them up even more. Yep. And so, yeah, it's and they did run like 4 double moves in a row on they were just double move, go, double move. Can we get it? And they're searching for it, trying to get it. and they got it. And then BV started to peel back a little bit, and he got into the second half. They went into their cover 6. They went and they started running their natural zone doubles over him, and then Cam Coleman in the open field disappeared.
Yep.
But then all the underneath stuff starts coming through them. You make them drive the football, and then they get right back into the red zone, and you go right back to man coverage because it's the low red, and they pop one on you.
Yeah.
I honestly felt like Auburn. I just felt like we could have blown them out so bad if we just capitalized on the turnovers that the defense got, and just, obviously now knowing that Mateer had a broken thumb, going to that game, I was just like, they don't have anything. They have Cam Coleman. That's it. They don't. I mean, other than that, the run game was stifled. If there was a couple plays that popped, it was because other than that, it was done. They weren't doing anything.
And what's funny is the first big throw that Arnold hit to Coleman out of the end zone. If you go back and watch it, when he takes the snap, he puts the ball out as if it's going to be a zone read or it's an RPO, right? Well, the running back actually never even comes through like he's going to seed the ball, right? The running back, I think, actually flares right. But what happened was Peyton Bowen sees Arnold do this, and Bowen false steps. He takes 2 false steps down upfield, and then immediately is out of position, and they throw the ball to Coleman over the top. Yeah. If Bowen doesn't false step and actually just goes, it actually goes into his regular, 3-step drop, whatever, or back pedal, sorry. If he goes into his back pedal, he's right there to make the play. There's no catch, right? But he false steps. Coleman gets behind him. They hit a 50-yard throw.
Yeah, or if they just call holding on Kip Lewis getting tackled right there, that's a safety right the first part of the game.
Yeah, I think it was their second possession and the first play of the second possession.
Yeah.
Sorry. I want to show you what I've got here. So
they've already hit the big throw.
Is it? Let's see.
No, it's coming out of the other end zone.
Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah, so it's a clip before that. So scroll back up. I think it's clip 6.
Clip 6.
No, play before that.
Oh.
I think it's clip 5 because they've already hit the big throw at this point.
I think it's this one. It's got
they went 3 and out. You're right. Yep, here it is. So hang on, rewind it. Watch Bowen right here. See, Bowen's right there in the middle of the field. See that?
Yep, and
go ahead.
Yep, and RSJ did the same thing at Michigan. The Michigan bomb that they got over the top, he did the same exact thing. I can pull that up too. I mean, it goes back to it's reading run action, and really that's it. And that's something that I don't know what you guys are gonna have to help me find the RSJ long bomb. Give me a second. Is it this one? RSJ did the exact same thing. See, look. He takes 2 steps back. No, that's not it. Hold on. I'll find it. It's in here somewhere. But he did the exact same thing. And I was like, God, don't bite on every damn mesh point. Hold on. Let me see. Maybe it was in the second half, wasn't it? Is it this one?
I'm trying to remember the deep ball that Michigan hit, actually. I actually don't remember.
I think it was drive, flood. No, it wasn't a flood. No. Anyway, I don't know if I'll be able to find it, but RSJ did the same exact thing, the same exact.
Yeah, it's clip 5.
Clip 5.
So,
okay.
But watch right here. I guess right now, or clip 4. Sorry. What he could be reading right here is he's biting on Arnold running just a QB draw, but watch him right here. See, I don't know what you were seeing. Well, I don't know why you false step twice and then had to recover on that ball. If you just go into your pedal, you're fine. But watch what he does. I don't know what he sees here that makes him read to come downhill.
it's all you got to also be mindful. It's down in distance. It's 1st and 10, which means
Yeah.
the 1st and 10 is traditionally your run down,
Oh,
right?
of
It's a
course,
run.
for sure.
And I think OU ranks 118th in the country in pass plays given up on 1st and 2nd down. And my advanced stat stuff, like we are like one of the worst in the country because of the bombed RSJ, the bombs on here, and also the run plays that we've given up on those downs too.
Yeah, no, 100%. Even if he doesn't go, even if he just stands flat-footed, just right here. If you don't bite right here and come downhill 2 steps, he was in much better position. But the moment he bites and takes 2 steps forward, Coleman runs right behind him, and it's a 50-yard throw.
Oh, I lost my headphones. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. What the heck? My headphones went out. All right. So what did I miss?
Oh, yeah, no. I was just saying, even if he just stays flat-footed here and doesn't take 2 false steps and doesn't bite on nothing that was there for him to bite on, he's in much better position. But instead, he has to recover here, and he's late, and they hit a 50-yard throw because of it.
Yep. And I also got logged here the 4 times that Auburn ran a double move all in a row.
Yep. One of them should have been 6.
So anyway,
and again, I said what I said about Guillory's a heck of a corner, right?
Yeah,
so it wasn't a shot at him.
No,
it's just a fact of who he's covering. I mean, Cam Coleman's a hell of a receiver, man. So you're asking him to do a lot, and he did. He did all he could, but luckily Arnold overthrew him twice, and otherwise that could have been a totally different game.
Yep.
So anyway.
Well, any other thoughts before we wrap this up? All right.
I'll let JY go.
No, I think that as many stats as the defense piled up, overall they really didn't play that well. I mean, yes, tackles for loss, they weren't able to run the ball, and I know I'm getting picky here, but there were a lot of things like what Alex was talking about, that gave up some stuff. You missed 2 huge opportunities to pick passes off and change the game early to where it's not even close. But, that's just it. And Alex touched on it earlier. You haven't seen Oklahoma play a complete game yet. And they've got two wins against very good opponents, right? So I think the bye week's coming up at just the right time. I think having Kent State's going to really help. And then you go into Texas, the guys will be ready to play there. They know what's on the line. And then, so the season really sets up well, because you go on a stretch, I think it's 5 games in a row here, with Kent State being one of them. Yep. And then you have a bye before Alabama again. So, I think you got the bye weeks just scheduled at just the right time to where hopefully you get some things figured out. Mateer can get healthy. Hawkins is hopefully ready to go and does some good things. I'm excited to see what he can do, and with a couple of weeks getting first team reps, and we'll see what happens. But it's going to be interesting to see who they trot out there on that first series from an O-line standpoint for me.
Agreed. And the other big thing is with this bye week is Eli Bowen sounds like he could be coming back. He's going to return. So you're going to get your coming into the season, what you were thinking is going to be your number 1 corner. Now, obviously seeing more talk that Giovanni Gibson, may get his first start or may get his first, game against Kent State. So gives him a warm up going into Texas. And there's talk that he could be your actual number 1 receiver in this offense. So you're getting healthier. We'll see what happens with Mateer, but go take care. Go do what you got to do against Kent State, obviously. And they're also watching Texas on this bye week. So obviously they've been diving into that. So
they're already prepping for Texas.
Oh yeah,
100%.
So yeah, no, I think everything looks good. Yeah, I'm in, like JY said, I'm really interested to see what Michael Hawkins looks like. Now another year, at OU, and obviously it's a new system, but with his feet, with his arm, he could be fun to watch in this offense. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he does this weekend. Oh, lost your mic.
Yep, sorry.
There you are.
I was gonna say I'm excited to see what Hawkins can do with this offense. And I mean, if you were gonna have an offense for an inexperienced or a new starting quarterback, it would be the air raid and Ben Arbuckle, because like that is a very quarterback friendly system. There's been countless walk-ons and nobodies throw for 5,000 yards in NCAA records. I'm not saying that's what Hawk would do, but I'm just saying like it is a very quarterback friendly system. And he's got, other than like last year, he's got 2 quarterback coaches on staff, and Mateer's going to be hanging around too. I mean, like he's going to have a great supporting cast around him, getting him ready. And I'm excited to see what Hawk can do, man. I want to see some growth, and because we have not seen what Hawk can do at all. Like you take last year, throw it in the trash, it doesn't mean it's meaningless.
He didn't have any receivers. O-line was banged up.
So I mean, I'm excited to see what the Hawk can do, and I think I think we see some growth. I hope he tears it up, man. I hope he's just like just another player on this team that wants to get last year out, get the bad taste out of the mouth of last year and being able to just put out like, that's not me. This is who I am. And he's got an opportunity with Kent State and most likely Texas. I mean, we're all expecting him to play Texas too, right? So
what's funny is thinking about getting healthy is I'm interested to see, do they keep Fasusi out of this game against Kent State to let him heal up, right? Put Howland back out there at left tackle. And then if Fasusi can come back 100% for Texas, think about it. His first 2 starts at OU would be Michigan and Texas. So I'm interested to see what happens there. Like JY said, on that offensive line and go from there. So, because against Temple, I mean, there were times watching against Temple late it was late, but Eddie Pierre-Louis flashed and looked good at times watching him. So they got the talent. So I'm interested to see what they're going to do.
Yeah. Well, guys, another good episode. I think next episode, I think we should dive into the defense. We've been talking a lot of offense. Sure. Let's go in the defensive line. And we can look back. We don't have to. I mean, we'll watch the Kent State game, but we can go back to Auburn and Michigan too, and just pick out some of our favorite plays and just go through. But I feel like we got to give the defense some love. What do you guys think?
Absolutely.
We definitely get.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Champion Standard. We'll, I think on on Thursday, it'll be Brad, me, and Charlie, just hanging out. Just talking Kent State and some future stuff. I think Charlie I'm going to ask him about some recruiting stuff. How is it looking out there with the new class now that we're stacking wins and everything. So, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time on the Champion Standard.
Hey, that is my standard. Champion standard. Champion standard. Yeah. Run my place, ayy. Keep up with the pace, ayy. If you don't got motion, then stay up out of my face, ayy. I be doing a race, ayy. 100 yards out of the way, ayy. It's time to lock it in the field, baby. It's game day. 7 rings you can't handle. I'm on a champion man too. Welcome to my standards. Maybe that's something you can't do. Maybe try a different angle. Maybe try a different play too. When you know you're the greatest, some people might hate you. Champ, I'm the champ. I'm the champ. Champion standard. Don't gotta put on a hat. Titles, you know we got that. Yeah, I'm the champ. Champion standard. Yeah, I'm the champ. Champion standard. Hang my jersey in the rafters. I'm a champ. Champion standard. I'll tell you nobody's safe when it's time for game day. Put up or shut up, you know it's competitive. We will not ever take losses. Yeah, I be playing the game, but at heart, you know I am just really a boss. Youngin' or boomer, don't matter who's on that field, everybody getting sauce. Get down with the team, cause we really one-on-one, yeah. Hey, I'm the man, hey, I'm the man, yeah. Watch how we make fans, while we also make this cash, hey. When it comes to plays, there isn't one we haven't ran, yeah. Competition's getting body, that's no capping. Champ, I'm the champ, I'm the champ. Champion standard, don't gotta put on a hat. Titles, you know we got that, yeah, I'm the champ. champion standard. Champ, yeah, I'm the champ. Yeah, I'm the champ. Champion standard. Don't gotta put on the act. Titles, you know we got that. Yeah, I'm the champ. Champion standard. Yeah, I'm the champ. Champion standard. Hey, my jersey in the rafters. I'm the champ. Champion standard. I told you nobody's safe when it's time for game day. I told you nobody's safe when it's time for game day. Champion standard. And we don't play. Champion standard. And we don't play.